Welcome to the 700 Club. As the war with Iran enters its third week, the price of oil and gas and the impact on the global economy is a key concern. President Trump is seeking an international coalition to help protect shipping in the Strait of Hormuz.
At the same time, the U.S. is threatening to take out a major oil facility that would cripple what's left of Iran's economy. Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
President Trump told reporters on Air Force One he's demanding some oil-dependent countries come and help police the Strait of Hormuz.
Because it is their territory. It's a place from which they get their energy. And they should come and they should help us protect it. You could make the case that maybe we shouldn't even be there at all because we don't need it. We have a lot of oil.
On Friday, the U.S. attacked the military installations, not the oil facilities, on Karg Island, Iran's main facility to export oil and its economic lifeline.
And we left just one little area standing at the standing waters where they have the pipes, the oil pipes come in. And we can do that on 5 minutes notice. We have it all locked and loaded and ready to go. We want to do it. We chose not to do it.
All this in response to Iran's actions to close the Strait of Hormuz, cut off oil shipments, and create a global economic crisis. But U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright sees this as a short-term disruption.
Americans are feeling it right now. Americans will feel it for a few more weeks. But at the end, we will have removed the greatest risk to global energy supplies.
But one thing is for sure, this blackmail that they're doing with the oil just shows how terrible it would have been if they had nukes. They would blackmail the world with nuclear weapons, and there would be nothing we could do about it.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's foreign policy advisor, Dr. Ophir Falk, told CBN News the war is ahead of schedule, but the campaign will continue. Falk says there's a plan going forward.
Well, I can't speculate and can't get into details exactly what our operational plans are, but I can tell you that we have a set plan with a lot of surprises coming up. At the end of the day, we got to remove the existential threat posed by this Ayatollah regime. They've been calling death to America, death to Israel for 47 years.
Fox says the conditions are being set for the Iranian people to take the future in their hands.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We've been decimating this Ayatollah regime, its capabilities. It's a death cult that's been terrorizing the world and its people for decades. They slaughtered civilians, Iranian civilians on the streets just a few weeks ago. Thousands of them, maybe tens of thousands of them. And at the end of the day, it's up to the Iranian people to do the right thing. And I think they will do the right thing.
The IDF is also sending more ground forces into Lebanon to target Hezbollah forces and create more security for residents in northern Israel. The U.S. and Israel are also fighting back against propaganda fueled by artificial intelligence. President Trump slammed several media organizations for publishing AI-generated videos of Iranian boats attacking shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. And Prime Minister Netanyahu's office published this video showing the Prime Minister getting a cup of coffee, refuting an online AI video claiming he's been assassinated.
Well, Chris Mitchell, our Middle East Bureau Chief, is joining us now. He's under a warning of a missile strike, so he may have to leave us quickly. So, Chris, Israel is targeting the besieged checkpoints on the streets of Tehran. What's the goal of these strikes?
Well, the goal of the strikes, Gordon, is to actually make sure that the people, when they go on the streets, that the besieged won't have to actually be there on the streets. And what we're doing right now, Gordon, we're on Zoom. We just heard the pre-alarm. We're looking at the sirens going off. So we're going to continue talking, and we're going to head down to the streets to the bomb shelter. But the point about the besieged, Gordon, is that they are the paramilitary militia that go on the streets, and they are the ones that actually have been shooting and killing these protesters. So now what's happening, Gordon, is that hunters become the hunter.
Why is it so significant for the potential for there to be another revolution in Iran?
Gordon, You can still hear me, but I want to continue. I think I missed that question. I want to talk about Park Island and why that's so important. Trump said that the U.S. has attacked the military installations on that island. And that island is key economically to Iran because 90% of their oil goes from there to the economic lifeline. Now, the important point, Gordon, is that the U.S. the oil facilities itself.
Chris, we're having trouble hearing you. You're breaking up as you're going down that stairwell. Make it safely into that bomb shelter. That's a lot more important than this report. Two issues that have come up. One, the importance for any kind of revolution coming to Iran is what about this police force? What are they going to do? We saw in the last revolution, which was just in January, that they took weapons and they killed tens of thousands of Iranians in the streets. So the civilians are unarmed. They don't have a right to bear arms. So they're completely helpless in the face of that kind of firepower. And so in order to have a regime change, in order to have a secular government now in charge of Iran, it's going to take that police force being dismantled. It's not just the army, it's not just the Republican Guard, it's the police, the Basij, and those checkpoints are vital in any kind of organization. If they can be eliminated, that's why they're doing it. Another significant development is Saudi Arabia is encouraging Trump to continue to hit Iran hard. They've been subject to attacks from Iran, not just in this current war, but for years. And Iranian drones took out one of their refineries just a few years ago. So for them to weigh in and weigh in very strongly, please don't relent. Please keep hitting them hard. They understand what's at stake. The real weapon of mass destruction here is that regime. For 47 years, they have been sponsoring terrorism throughout the Middle East. And whether it's through proxies like Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis, or direct attacks on their neighbors, where we need to realize they're the singular problem. Has it been an asymmetric war? Absolutely. But they think they're at war with us, and they call us the great Satan. Israel is the little Satan. So they want to wipe Israel off the map. When they complete that, guess where they're coming? Right here. Well, here at home, 1 month into the partial government shutdown, Homeland Security workers aren't getting paid, and hundreds of TSA agents are leaving their jobs. Not only is it creating chaos at airports, it's also a threat to national security. Dale Hurd has the story.
More than 85,000 Homeland Security personnel are working without pay, including TSA agents. And that's led to resignations, higher call-out rates, and security lines literally out the door at some airports.
I have never seen it like this before.
TSA employees are struggling to pay bills, with reports of some sleeping in cars or needing to quit to support their families.
Morale is low. Your bills are still going to keep coming, but you have no way to pay them.
To ease the burden, some airports are turning to food pantries or accepting donated gas and food cards.
It hurts the pride when you have to go and stand in the line, to receive food and things when the only thing you've done is show up like you're supposed to.
While essential employees are required to work, they will not receive pay until the shutdown ends. At the heart of the issue is Democrats' refusal to fund the department over objections to ICE agents' immigration enforcement tactics. The CEOs of the nation's top airlines, in an open letter to Congress published Sunday, implored lawmakers to restore funding to Homeland Security and find a bipartisan solution to pay federal aviation workers. Democrat Senator Mark Warner agrees.
Let's pay TSA. Let's pay FEMA. Let's pay the National Guard, the Coast Guard. Let's pay CISA. I'd even say let's pay Customs and Border Patrol. If we can't agree on ICE reforms, let's pay everybody else.
Republicans blocked a Democrat-backed measure in the Senate to fund all but ICE. Democrats continue to block Republican short-term measures to fund DHS while seeking a compromise on ICE reforms. This at a critical time with the U.S. at war.
The idea of shutting down the Department of Homeland Security at such a high terror threat level, it is criminal, and they will have blood on their hands.
In Michigan, an armed man rammed his vehicle into a synagogue before being shot by security. In Virginia, a man opened fire inside a classroom during an ROTC session, killing a retired military officer and wounding 2 others before he was killed. Former Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson says the shutdown has become a national security issue.
These are people that we expect look for bombs on aircraft that we and our families are about to board, and they're not being funded to do this very, very important work.
This is the 3rd shutdown in less than a year to leave TSA workers without pay. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
Well, in my view, this is absolutely horrific. Why in the world would you put the security of the United States at risk in order to score some kind of political point? It just really doesn't make any sense to me. You know, we need to have secure borders. We need our Coast Guard. We absolutely need the TSA. It's about time that people governed instead of bickering endlessly, campaigning endlessly.